You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
And go.
No, that's weird. I don't like that.
And go.
No, don't do this.
It's rhythmic.
No, it's not
A rhythmic and go.
No, it's not. And no,
I'm rhythmic. You're rhythmic.
I'm not rhythmic.
I don't think that's how
Dreams are
rhythmic is.
made of this.
Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. We teased this previously. You've been
Very
teased.
elegantly.
Very elegantly. How do you say teased in Japanese?
Man, you really
How do you,
like
how do you
full-blown
spell
into that.
tease?
How
からかう
Do you find this very...
からかう
Karata.
You do. We're going to talk about Let's Go to Japan, which I have problems with, but not the game, just mainly the box.
Why the box
Because it's
Look at
Let's
us.
Go.
to Japan?
No, it's not.
Exclamation point.
It's exclamation point. It's
Mm,
Let's Go
To Japan.
to Japan.
Oh,
yeah, that's a big problem for me.
So
Maybe it was just poorly translated from Japanese.
by designer Josh Wood.
Well, okay.
John.
Yeah.
I don't mind the cultural appropriation.
maybe he's illiterate.
because it's not a cultural appropriation.
Oh, we're traveling there.
We're traveling there. It's
We're
not
not going
it's not,
there and taking their stuff.
It's not we're here at Japan. It's let's go, which implies that we're leaving.
Let's go. I hate false enthusiasm.
I do too,
Why?
which is why I hate. No. Yes,
Why?
I do. I don't like that.
Is let's go. Like people post stuff on Instagram and social media. And they're like, let's go. I'm like,
now we're here.
you're getting in your car. You're going somewhere. Nobody cares.
There was a
And if I was going to Japan,
I would be excited.
let's go. Like that would not be like the going is not the fun part. Being in Japan, let's be in Japan
We're
would be
here.
my game.
we're here in
here.
Japan.
We're here in Japan. There you go. Now I'm excited.
There-
Let's go. I'm not excited to travel 20 hours or however long it takes to get to Japan
I would say though that a lot
in
of-
an aeroplane
to correct this this
or a
is
Benny
that
and the Jets to get there.
many people are more thrilled by the anticipation of something than the actual.
I know. We've had this discussion.
So
and,
that's-
I guess that can make it exciting.
But I don't know.
Mm.
But the
I
actual
agree with you.
traveling is
It's
20
traveling's-
hours on a plane.
20. It doesn't matter. 20 hours on a plane. It's fine. You just can't. You can't even handle 20 minutes on a plane.
Why can't planes, and we're saying planes very old school, but I guess that's what they
Trains.
call them,
Train.
What do they call them?
an international flight
Automobile.
Aircrafts.
should be big enough.
Aircraft sounds like you're knitting in space.
I'm into certain crafts like
So why can't they be what? Stay on topic.
yarn crafts,
Stay on topic.
knit crafts,
Stay on topic.
and aircraft. That sounds like you're
He's off
just
topic.
like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're just aircrafting.
What? Why? What do you want?
I want it to be like a train. Like
Okay.
there should be like the section of the plane you could go to, stand up, go to a bar, have some drinks, eat some food, talk, read a magazine, walk around. But no, you're stuck on an airplane.
Yeah, because you're not. It's
Like a 747, I thought they used to have things like that, but it's probably just for the first class.
well, no, it's like nicer, bigger planes and different airlines. They're not having that on Spirit. Anyways, what was I bringing up? There was something else.
Airplanes,
Nobody cares about your fear of airplanes.
airplanes should have basically a walk-up bar where I'm not strapped to my seat.
Well, if you would,
And also personal, private, roomy bathrooms.
they have those. You just don't get them because you pay $100 to fly Spirit.
Well, I'm poor.
Well, you can't expect caviar when you're paying McDonald's prices.
Champagne taste on a beer budget. Is that the phrase?
I don't know. I don't.
Caviar taste on a tadpole budget.
I'm just saying is that the fact is that you're going to be on the plane for an hour. If you can't stand to sit down for an hour,
I can sit. I'm well versed in sitting.
I know. But the fact is, it's just a plane
But
for an
it's
hour.
screaming through the air at 600 miles an hour 4 miles above Earth that scares me.
Why?
Just don't think about
It's not natural. We're not supposed to be up there.
You're not supposed to be driving like you do either.
it. Yeah.
That's
We're not
true.
supposed to go like 200
I would
miles
feel
per hour.
safer. And I wonder, like, okay, is it simply the least air resistance at that altitude? Like, why so high?
Oh.
They want to give you enough time to get your Hail Marys in, I guess, where you hit the ground. I don't know.
I mean, because like if I could see the ground, and I feel like
I think it has something to do with wind resistance, and
I think it does, because obviously you have less
but
wind resistance
also
up
if
there.
the lower, you don't want to fly that low because you have no chance to correct. You can't troubleshoot anything. But listen, they could fly 10 feet off the ground. You're doing 700 miles an hour. You're going to die.
But if it was a bigger aircraft,
You're going to die with more people.
Yeah. You'll have a bigger
You'll have a bigger
scrap of metal
Yeah, that's
pierce
it.
through your body.
oh God, I'm really looking forward to this flight.
Why? It's no. Why are you?
You only lose an arm if we crash and you survive, Gaby. You're fine.
No. The 30% of people, according to statistics, survive 747 crashes, but they die from smoke inhalation because they're bilateral femur fractures.
See,
So
no, Jenny
if
knows.
you're fortunate, you'll be one of the 70% of the passengers that die on impact, and you don't die from smoke inhalation or burns from the subsequent fire.
I'm gonna
I'll
sit on
probably
the
be the other 30.
so I
You'll
need to
die.
sit towards the rear of the
You'll
plane.
die from just a heart attack before you ever hit the ground. I, on the other hand, I'm going to ride my trusty squire. I'll jump on Enrique, and Enrique will survive. Because if anybody can survive something, it's Enrique.
I don't know
Why are
where
you killing me off and you two survive?
No, I'm not going to survive. I'm going to just stay next to the person who statistically is the most fortunate, which is Enrique.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know how-
Enrique would walk away from it
Because it's
somehow.
that horseshoe kidney. It's
Yes.
good luck.
He is literally like Unbreakable. He is like Bruce Willis.
Bruised Willis, more like it.
You're looking pretty snazzy. You've not complimented Enrique, but he has recently went to JCPenney and
Yeah, I
bought
got-
a new wardrobe.
I got, like, I got like 3
He's
pairs
not
of
in his-
shirts for like $19.
You're not in your usual black outfit
yeah,
with
I know.
your chain hanging from your
It's-
wallet
I
to
forgot
your
my
pocket.
wallet.
It's
Sadly.
wintertime. You forgot your wallet with
Yeah, I
you?
forgot my
Dairy
wallet.
Queen afterwards.
I
It's
know.
all right. I gotta give
I
you
know.
a Blizzard.
Jerry's got money. He can
I
pay
know he
for
does.
it.
I
But,
got
like,
no money.
He drives me around.
He's a
though.
regional manager of.
He drives me
assistant
around.
too.
It's basically compensation for
Yeah,
him having-
regional manager.
Him drive me around.
He has
Helping
sleeves.
old people die peacefully.
He has sleeves for winter, and he's rocking the lumberjack.
It's really comfy.
It is.
It's very soft.
So do you?
Does morphine really work, or does it like there are certain levels of cancer with so much pain it really doesn't help that much?
Why are you asking something?
That's
so
a random
morbid?
thing that you just brought
It's
up.
pain receptors. You're
So
blocking
does it
pain
knock 'em
receptors.
out?
No, you're just blocking pain receptors.
Does it just put them to sleep generally?
No.
Pain is just in your head. Pain is in your head, much like everything else,
Like zombie in your head.
like anxiety and everything else.
Pain is in your head, but it's nerves in your body that register in your head.
That you can that's why the
Block
Marines
out.
can be Marines can be trained to resist torture and things of that nature. Yes.
I need to be a Marine.
A what? Biologist?
I'm more interested in Semper Pi. Apple.
That's really good, actually. That's actually very good. That's a very good joke. Actually, the more I think about that,
I'm simping for pie.
oh, I like that. That's like that fat Marine. That's got to be somewhere. That's a good one. I'm just imagining an overweight Marine
Oh,
getting on his OnlyFans.
that is interesting.
Okay.
The mind is a fascinating place to be.
No,
Although if you're in your own mind too much, it's not fun.
I don't think that are you there though? Are you conscious in your brain? I think, therefore I am.
Where is your consciousness? What makes you?
They
you?
don't know.
I know. We've had this discussion
They
as well.
don't know.
You know, we've covered a lot of breadth and width in our podcast, all of which, just kind of, we briefly touch on these things, but it's an interesting subject of what makes you you.
What
And
makes
why-
you, Enrique? Because it was sleevelessness, and now you've embraced sleeves.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I don't know who you are anymore.
It's just. Oh.
I feel like you've grown up in the last. You've stayed away from us and you've matured.
No, he's been working. He's
I
got
know.
bills.
It's,
What bills do you got?
He's got
I still
JCPenney
gotta
credit
pay
card.
for all
Yeah, he
all
put
For
this.
your shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
you
night.
got-
My bill hasn't come in for this stuff.
How did you? What do you mean your bill? Did you put it on a debit card?
Yeah, like I have a JC Penney.
You have a JC Penney credit card.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. Do you have a JC Penney card?
Yeah.
You signed up for a JC Penney card?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Is that
more-
your first credit card?
I'm very
No.
proud of you. What other?
It's not
card?
your first?
No.
What's your other one?
It's my what is it?
You have credit?
I have
Yeah.
never been more proud of you.
You have credit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Bills?
who it is. It's
Fails.
Capital One. That's what it is.
Okay. What
Okay.
number is that?
What?
What's those 3 digits on the back of your
Yeah,
card?
No, never mind. This is the question. No, but what's your mother's maiden name and what was the color of your first car? Those are the.
Okay.
Well,
And
I
so
think that last
the
question-
obligatory,
Yeah, please.
how about
interrupt
the
him.
driver's license?
What
Bubba's
about-
going, but we're going. Bubba, you're going Bubba first of the year for a driver's license.
Yeah.
Your goal is to have a driver's license before
February or
for February for Groundhog's
or,
Day.
or somewhere in
Somewhere in
February,
between.
I guess.
Have you been practicing driving?
He has. I took him to the micro center.
You know, I'm a professional driver. I can help you.
You're
with
not
lot
a
of things.
professional driver.
I've experienced many of training in my driving.
We went to the micro center and we played on
Well, do
the.
I still do like the written test for all that?
You do. You have to
Yeah.
get a permit. You have to
Yeah.
write a test.
Yeah. So
They'll ask you questions.
Yeah.
Such as
Like
left turn signal.
driving
it's like,
distance
do you
from
know how to
behind
actually
everybody.
drive?
Yeah.
Give yourself 4 seconds. In a big truck, 7 seconds.
Let's go.
Let's go
to Japan.
to Japan.
You before you interrupted me at the 10 minutes into this, that whole fake enthusiasm thing.
Right.
I hate that on thumbnails where people have their mouth open. Okay, and when I see you do that in any picture that you post, it freaks me out.
I don't have any pictures like that.
That's why. Don't do that. That's stupid. Don't do that either.
He's come. Oh, one of your dear friends at the retreat does it every picture.
Who?
Joey Evans.
Oh, well, Joey's a magician. He has to have a flair.
He's hiding a rabbit in his mouth.
Yes, is that flair?
Let
That's
some
not-
doves
that's-
fly out.
But that's
There's a pigeon.
But here's the thing. You're just a layman. I'm a layman. You're a layman. Joey's a magician. He's big.
I'm a Rufflesman.
He's
a what?
Yeah, I do like the ruffles more than I do like lay.
Beverages.
Which is weird that I like sour cream and onion because I would never eat sour cream nor onion together.
And sour cream and onion lays are inferior to Ruffles.
They are in a weird way
A Ruffle has structure and integrity. Lays are just like
flat,
a fallen leaf from a dead tree, and
Like
you're
a-
just chewing on it.
like a fake dumpling. Whereas the texture
and the ridges provide it integrity.
yes,
It's what do they call that in cardboard. What do they call that?
that little
Wiggle?
Corrugated.
corrugated.
Is it corrugated?
That sounds right, but that might not be right. Corrugated. It sounds like a gateway game that Dan Hughes' daughter made. Corrugated. That would be funny to two people. But yeah,
That's correct. Contract or cause to contract into wrinkles or folds.
corrugated. Crack me up.
The corrugation
No breathing.
leads to structural integrity.
Yes, it does.
Corrugate. What was your joke?
I don't know.
It's like Watergate, but with Cora. So she's involved in some type of hijinks.
Yeah, anything. There you go. Anyways, okay.
Why do they put gate on the end of everything
Like
that's like
Watergate?
yeah,
we like
it's
gate.
Watergate. Like, there was a inflate
Hypergate.
gate where Tom Brady let the
With
air out of the balls.
Yes. Did he do that though?
Did he? He's been in trouble.
Did he? You know who did?
Speaking of
Did he? Did he?
Yeah.
No puns.
He did. I think he pretty much admitted he did.
He did?
I did. He did.
Did
He
he?
did.
Did.
All right, listen, stop.
Collaborate.
Let's slide on into this. Let's go to Japan.
Let's go.
It's a 1 to 4 player games.
Did you pay?
Made
Now
by-
that you pointed that out to me, I just can't get over it.
I know.
Like, it is severely irritating to me.
By AEG. And this game was a game that I had mixed feelings about. Mainly because when it was taught to me at the retreat, where I went to the retreat with my dear friend Tom,
And Joey,
And
who has his
Dan.
mouth open in every picture,
He's
and
a
which
ma-
Jerry hates,
He's
by the way.
a magician, and he is in all.
So
of
you've played with
all
him.
That
You
he
played a game
sees.
with him,
I
right?
have. Me and Joey have spent quite a amount. Yes.
What's your opinion of his personality?
He's a magician. How can you truly know him?
Like, what did you think he was
He
like funny?
had long
Was he
sleeves.
nice?
He was very nice.
Was he deceptive because he's
He smelled terrific.
really?
I don't want. I listen.
How did he smell?
It smelled like a.
Ooh, that smell.
First off, when you're at a board game,
Smells not
convention.
something you go in there.
Smell
you
is
don't want to
not-
go in nose first to a board game convention.
smell is a treat.
It is a treat.
We were at Madness Games down in Dallas here the other day for their buy two, get one free. And the amount of people in this store was insane.
It's like walking into an onion shop.
Now, may I ask you this serious question? Please maintain seriousness.
Okay, done.
How many times for which you personally have audibly heard the passing of gas in a public store that was not by you?
In my entire life, maybe twice.
Okay. No less than 4 times in this store,
In this one place.
in this one place. The hygiene and the social awkwardness exhibited at this buy two, get one free sale at Madness.
Why do you think that is? And it's stereotypical, but it's also, I hate to say it, true.
It's true.
Why do these predominantly, which it is, predominantly white young men, middle-aged, I guess I'd say, young to middle-aged, 30s. I think 30s is the predominant age.
Mm.
Why is hygiene an issue? Like even at some of these cons, they'll say, and be sure to please to, take a shower.
Oh, well, I will say at the Dice Tower retreat, there was none of that.
Well, of course, that's a high-class crowd.
And the exceptional hygiene that was exhibited by
Joey
Evans. If you ever wondered to yourself when you're watching Dice Tower videos,
I've wondered who smells the best.
I'm not now. You're going to be shocked to hear this.
Joey.
No, I mean Joey's good. He's
Who
up there.
smells the best? Wait, can I guess?
I could not. It's hard to compare because they were both separate at the time.
Yee.
Yes,
Yee.
I was shocked.
What about that skirt?
Chris
Skirt,
Yee?
skirt.
He's got it.
What about that Yee? So what did Yee smell like? Like a spring meadow?
Cherry blossom.
Cherry
It
blossom.
was just a very
Do you like lavender?
not really.
I don't either. My wife always buys it.
I know
It's supposed to be relaxing.
lavender's the
I like strawberry and cherry smells.
lavender's like the basic. It doesn't surprise. It's just basic.
You watch your tongue,
just
sir.
saying,
I know what comes after basic.
Yeah, just saying it's
I'm
basic.
talking about my wife here.
Well,
But it's supposed to be a
basic.
relaxing smell that everybody buys lavender.
Oh.
I don't like lavender.
I don't like lavender.
Give me some zest.
Yeah,
Give me a chemical clean smell. I know this has had detergent on it.
I spray down with Febreze. It probably caused cancer, but I do it. It says don't make contact with your skin, but I Febreze myself.
It's supposed to kill those things.
People cannot detect me because it's so neutral.
I enjoy zest. The one in the green bar. Oh,
Enrique, I know you're Old Spice.
Oh yeah, I love them.
I'm Old Spice as well.
It's phenomenal.
I've recently switched to Old Spice.
I actually need to get another bottle of body wash.
I like the deodorant soaps, but my wife doesn't like them. She says they dry out her skin.
I don't use antiperspirant. I don't ever sweat.
I don't
Small
sweat
stuff.
under my armpits. I use deodorant, but I don't sweat
I
under my
use deodorant.
armpits.
I don't use antiperspirants. I think that does cause something.
Well, it does. I've used it before, and it
Oh,
makes my
nice.
underarms rashy, like they itch, and I scratch them.
Rashy?
Yeah, the antiperspirants. If I use the antiperspirants, it irritates my underarms. It's the aluminum. They'll get you.
Aluminium.
Clog them pores up.
Aluminium. I think.
Let's go.
So let's go to Japan. is a game for which I played, and it frustrated me at first because it's a very simple mechanism, but attached to it are some, I don't want to say they're not particularly complex, but just some confusing little bits and pieces. And in Let's Go to Japan, the theme of it is you are planning a vacation to Japan.
Must be nice.
But at the same time, it's kind of it's just weird. It's a weird game in a way.
It's just
because the drafting portion of it should not be that engaging, but it's quaint.
It's nice.
It's very quaint.
It's relaxing.
It's relaxing. I don't like quaint, relaxing games. Do you need some? Here, I'll put the box to you here so you can look at it. Wait, are you okay?
I'm just going to read the back.
It's well, you got it upside down.
Well, the back is up, right side up.
Mm-hmm. But the quaintness of this game is what got me. The quickness of this game is what got me. And the theme is just that. You have a little calendar with the several days worth on it where you're trying to plan your week in Japan. And you do this by just drafting cards. And the two main cities that you're going to, Kyoto and Tokyo. Is Kyoto where the Shogun was? I have that in my head. Is that wrong? I think that's where the Shogun stayed at.
Kyoto is like the OG capital.
Tokyo is the OG now. But
I mean, Kyoto was the main city back in the day.
There was something back like at the time in the 1600s where there was no longer a shogun, but there was going to be a shogun because they didn't like the emperor and he was imperial. Japanese culture is very interesting. I need to look more up on it because I remember listening to a podcast about it.
Yeah, it was once the capital of Japan at one time.
No, take that back. I played Total War. That's what it was. I played Samurai Total War. Both of them.
Kyoto is more like, from what I understand,
it's basically more like a spiritual.
Yeah,
there's
lots of temples, and it's real beautiful and more laid back. It's a beautiful place.
Honshu.
Whereas Tokyo is like the hip place to be now. That's where
it's the modern age of
super modern. I mean, they drifted there, so it's like the coolest place to be.
Yeah.
I would prefer myself to go to Kyoto.
Yeah.
Because it seems more beautiful, serene,
for me,
peaceful.
It'd be Tokyo because I probably vibe a little bit more.
You're a young man.
Yeah.
It's a young man's scene there.
It was the emperor's residence from 1794 until 1868.
He lived a long time.
Yeah.
Palpatine? Either way, Let's Go Japan is a simple drafting game where you're picking one of the two cities and laying that card down, kind of like an itinerary, into the little spot on your little week-long calendar.
You're not picking one of the two. You're picking one of each city.
No, you're picking one and laying it down into your...
That's true.
So,
but you draw one card from each location.
It varies.
But you're picking one to place.
Right, but I'm preempting your move with the move of drawing one card from each city or two cards from each city.
You hate it when I try to explain
just clarifying a little bit.
And yet you jump in and interrupt, just like you interrupt Enrique. There's nothing to clarify. It's a simple drafting game.
Clarification.
It's a simple drafting game where you're picking a card and laying it down for the most part.
And it's not drafting in the normal sense. Like, it kind of threw me.
It is drafting.
But you don't play the card immediately or add it to your hand immediately. You put it like in a discard pile almost, and then later on you pick that up. You're not putting it in your hand.
No, you don't play. You're playing the card. That's what drafting is.
I know you're drafting, and I'm giving you the card, but I'm putting it almost in a discard pile that you will later pick up and then choose from. I found that interesting.
That is.
I guess it's not like.
That is drafting.
Seven Wonders.
That is drafting.
It's not like, but I'm not picking up a card, passing it to you, and then you looking at that set of cards immediately. You don't pass it to me and I look at it immediately. You place it in this special location that I will later go to.
But it's still drafting.
Right. It's just not the conventional drafting that I'm used to. It's not Sushi Go drafting. It's not Seven Wonders drafting. When you pick the card you're going to keep, you're going to pass the one you don't want to me, and I'm going to put it over here in a pile, and I will get to it later. Whereas those games, you pass it to me and I'm looking at it right now.
That's a very minor.
I thought that was interesting.
I don't think that's interesting at all.
I don't care if you do. I found it interesting.
But the thing
It's
is,
not the conventional drafting.
you're still passing. You're just picking a card and passing to somebody, and they're getting.
But I'm not choosing from that set then immediately.
But you do
Later on, in a later turn, I will.
It makes no difference.
I'm just relating to you.
I know
My feelings on this game.
you're not. No,
And I thought that was a little bit of a neat twist on the drafting.
you could grab it just keeps you from having to pick so many cards at once. That's all it does. It makes it a simple
Nice
thing.
twist.
I don't really think it's a twist. It's just drafting. It's just drafting.
Whatever you think.
It makes
It's
it more
just
convenient.
drafting.
It makes it more convenient.
No, it gives you a binary choice for the most part. You have very streamlined, simple choices in this game, and you're trying to just basically set out your itinerary out of those choices, and then you bonus off the experiences and deciding which one you're going to try to experience. You're going to try to lean into like the 4 or 5 different things that you can do, and you just score points off it. It's very light for what it is, but at the same time, it's just quaint. It's just drafting. And I don't like just straight up drafting games. That's what caught my attention about this.
Drafting.
Because they're typically very dull. You're just simple, where am I going to put this or what am I going to do with this? But this game does offer very streamlined, very difficult decisions.
Yes.
And it's obvious that you can get going and have a great time in Japan.
What I found interesting, Jerry won't care because he doesn't think anything I find interesting is interesting.
Wow.
But you start off with your calendar that goes Monday to, what is it, Sunday?
Wow.
I guess 7 days in a week. Is the last day Sunday?
Just attack me.
Yeah, Monday to Saturday. Where's Sunday?
It's just 6 days.
We don't acknowledge Sunday?
You're just 6 days.
Yeah.
So you just lose Sunday.
Well,
Yeah.
because you're just
You
going to
don't
be
need
there for 6
Sunday.
days. You're flying in. Flying
Okay,
out.
so you have Monday to Saturday.
You're going to do something the day you fly in?
So you have to, if you match up on these symbols that are randomly done at the setup of the game, at the top of each day, Monday will have a symbol through Saturday, and they each have this specific symbol. If you match up to that symbol once, twice, or 3 times at the end of laying your 3rd card in that particular section of the board, then you get a bonus. I misunderstood this game several times about the bonus thing, about what can be laid in those places, and about how those move up the track and the in-game scoring. I didn't know they all counted. For instance, if you have a flower location and you lay down 3 flowers, well, then you get a particular bonus because you lay down 3 flowers that match that location, etc. I misunderstood that. But you can ignore that and lay other stuff to work your game. So what I ended up doing in the second game, we played this immediately again. What was it we were saying previously?
Distinct
What was it?
honor.
A distinct honor of this game was we played it immediately again, which rarely happens. So a distinct honor of this game was we played it again immediately. I went a completely different route of playing this game and still came in last. But I also was playing something completely wrong in that I didn't realize no matter what, so like Monday's a flower, if I had another symbol in there, I didn't count it on the score track because I just thought you were only counting things that matched the flower of the day that you're on. That might have made a big difference. But now that I realize that point of the game, that even makes the game more appealing to me because you could really just shoot for certain aspects of the game, certain iconography in the game. I really like this game because I was super confused the first round, the first game. But once we played that first game, it just clicked, made perfect sense. It's very simple. Very simple. And I like this game a lot. And we played this game after like a deep, heavy game of Arcs, which is not a heavy game, but it's a long game. There's a lot of, like, if I do this and that and, inner clashing of people and conflict and This game is just playing cards. There's no interaction other than the drafting. So there's no interaction. Would be a very nice solo. I'd like to play the solo on this, even though I don't really play solo games anymore. I like this game a lot. Like a lot. Like the first game, I was so confused, didn't know what's going on. I didn't know if I liked it. But after we scored it and I understood, and then we played the second game, and you can realize, oh, I still screwed up heavily in that game because I stacked the end of my week full of cards, leaving me only the option to put the rest of the cards in the beginning of the week. So then you can have these big game scoring cards come out that you can't do anything because the bonus on the card at the bottom has to be met before that day or days before. So if you have something that requires a certain symbol, you can screw yourself out of getting that symbol by playing it too early in the week. You're not going to understand any of this unless you've played the game. But
yeah,
I really, the amount that I like this game shocks me, especially with the first round, me being so confused.
Enrique, you just got to let him cook.
So like before we got Arcs, we played Let's Go to Japan.
He's just going on about it.
If we were to play these two games again, I could not. Let's Go Japan is light, super light. I'd go Arcs again. I'd choose Arcs over Let's Go Japan because they're two completely different games. But Let's Go Japan is like a Let's Go once.
One's 3 hours long, but one's 30 minutes long.
But I mean, they're one's like a palate cleanser. Let's Go to Japan's a nice palate cleanser.
Indeed,
it's a game that you can just pop out and just play and be good.
So I think you should take back what you said about the let's go, because it sounds like you're saying let's go.
No, because the way they phrase that is stupid.
Wow.
Okay. It drives, now that you pointed out to me, I can't think about anything else.
Wow.
The exclamation point should be at the end of Japan.
Let's go.
Like that makes no.
I regret.
That makes no. Whatever you talk, whatever that is in the English language, that makes no sense.
I got you.
Well, I guess it's how you phrase it.
It's like a phrase that you randomly just cut in half and put a punctuation at the end of it, and then you have the rest of the sentence. That makes no sense, and it makes me angry.
Well, I think it's just how you would phrase of saying this. It's like, let's go to Japan.
But that's like,
nobody says that.
Nobody says that.
It's like, I don't know.
You say that, though.
It should be, let's go to Japan. Japan should be the exclamation
Am I wrong
point.
with that?
Here's what I think they're going to do. And this is my business side thinking.
Also, I don't care for exclamation points anyway, because you're telling me how to feel about going to Japan.
Well, no, they're not. They're suggesting.
No, they're telling you, that we're excited.
Well, here's the thing.
I may not be. Maybe I'm a little worried about it.
Here's the business side on this. Kind of like welcome to is ... They did certain welcome to other editions with various other things. Mm-hmm. Let's go is the game.
Okay,
Let's
got you.
Go to fill in the
Germany.
blank. And I highly suspect that if this game takes off,
it will. It has.
It has, because at the Dice Tower Retreat, when they did the little thing where they go in, everybody brings a game, and like the raffle type thing, everybody goes in. There were some very nice deluxe copies of this, and you could not get this game. There were multiple copies of Let's Go Japan, and they left quickly.
You make a very good point. They're going to do like Let's Go to the Moon.
Correct. No, they're going to do like here's the thing. Just like you have Let's Go to Japan, you do Let's Go to whatever other area that has a high, interesting little tourist thing. You get a bunch of incredible artwork in this game on these cards, and each cards have flavor text. If you're a flavor text person and you like flavor text, this is a game for you, because it's very educational in that manner.
Dang.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's, I don't know what that means. There's like 6 people acknowledged under illustration.
Yeah, it is a great. So this Let's Go, I believe, is probably going to be another Let's Go to whatever other area, and they're going to be following up with this because it's great. Josh Woods, the person who designed this, is a full-time designer for AEG. He's the designer of Santa Monica and Cat Lady, and he's also the developer of the Guild of the Merchant Explorers and Tiny Town. So this guy's got kind of a pedigree behind him. So he kind of knows what he's doing. And so, yeah,
Those
great.
are solid games, not great. I think this is the best out of all those you mentioned.
I believe so. It's considered to be a family game.
I know you like Tiny Towns. We didn't care for the Guild of Merchant Explorers all that much. It's too fiddly. It's a solid game, though. It's too fiddly. This is my favorite of those you mentioned. I like this game a lot. I give this game a 7.7.
Enrique.
I was going to say a 7 at least.
All right.
It's a good game.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good game.
I thoroughly enjoyed this at the...
It's a pleasant game. This is a pleasant game.
It's not
pleasant.
It's not an okay game. It's not an excellent game. It's a good game.
It's pleasant.
It's a pleasant
You
game.
were killing it, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Enrique
Anything that's
destroyed-
just cards is insane. So, again, a great game. Highly recommended. It's now available. It's off the pre-order and everything. Let's go to Japan. Incredible artwork. Another hit by AEG. And
Another Board Game Snobs approved game. 2 in a row.
So, all right. Like I mentioned, I brought 3 games back that I played from the
Dice
retreat.
Tower.
And so we started with the hardest one. We've gone down to the, kind of
Middle.
lighter. The next one is kind of the one that I was swinging to see if
And you know
liked
what?
it.
I like the way that we played that day because earlier in the day,
I did that very intentionally.
the heavy game, it's a long game. I've burned my brain. And then we played the lighter game, and then we played the lightest game. And I think that's the way to go.
That's why I did
When
it.
you have a limited time span, we have this many hours. Let's get this big heavy over with,
That's how we always
then
do it.
lighten it up, and then lighten it up.
That's how we always do it.
It's good. I just want to acknowledge that. I
Well,
think that's a good way to do it.
I know. That's how I've been planning on doing it.
He's playing well.
Just 7 years.
Hats off to you.
7 years been doing this.
Hats off to
Finally, somebody acknowledges that
you. Well, I noticed it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hats off to you.
Thank you. Chad likes this game a lot. I think this was his game of the BGG.
Yeah, he messaged me how much he likes this game. Chad, our friend, that's been to Japan. You think that's why he wins
No.
when he plays this game?
No.
He wins because he's very smart.
I think he just
And
knows
he's
how to
very
plan a
good
good
at
trip.
games.
He just knows how to plan
And
a good
he's
trip.
very
He doesn't play spirit.
He beats you at most of the games y'all play.
Nah,
And you're like the better player I know.
he don't beat me.
He
Chad,
does. He has beat you.
He
He
beat-
beat
he
you at
beat me.
Mirage the first time he played.
I don't think.
No,
think so.
I think you actually
I think
won.
I stomped him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Pretty sure.
I was pretty close too,
I don't think it's
surprisingly.
Okay. Anyways.
All right.
Let's
Until
go to something else. We got to get off this because we got one more episode that we're going to have regarding the last game that I brought back from.
gang.
Thank you, Theo, of the Dice Tower Retreat. Enrique?
Yes, sir.
How do you think Enrique smells? You know,
I don't know.
He's distinct.
smells like a man.
Distinct.
He's very
Is that
distinct.
good?
I
Bad?
suspect
Smells
that
like Axe body spray,
you smell like Axe body spray and
pepperoni.
strangely enough, you eat. Now, the reason that pepperoni thing is funny is because Enrique loves to buy pepperonis, the pepperoni,
God.
and eat the pepperoni out of the bag. A bag of pepperoni. Pepperoni, the most worst
Preservative
all-
processed
yes,
meat.
of meats. So there you go. There's that.
All right. Until next time, I'm Gaby.
It's Jerry.
This is Enrique.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.